Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa. This is Empowered Gems Tarot, and in today's reading, we're going to be looking into who is the next significant person to enter your life. So in this reading, we're going to look at who they are, get their qualities, traits, descriptors, anything you need to know about them as a person. We're also going to take a look at why they're coming into your life. So what's their purpose, their intention, their motivation, and a little bit about the effect that they may have on you when they do come around. This reading is meant to be for really anyone. It's not necessarily intended to be romantic or any specific category. We're just opening it up to spirit to see who's coming toward you that you might want to be aware of. Remember that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages will vary and how specifically they may resonate with each individual viewer out there. So as a best practice, if anything in the reading feels confusing, just take it as a sign that it's not your message today. Release it, let it go, and understand the message is probably for somebody else out there in the collective. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box down below. Personal readings can be a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal energy and situation. I do also offer memberships over on Patreon, which is another great way to stay connected with me. Over on my Patreon, we do exclusive content, long form pick a card videos, and mini readings exclusively for members. And members also get 15% off services booked through my website. So just know there's tons of options out there for you if these general readings on YouTube aren't always hitting it for you, or if you just want to stay connected to my work. But with all of that being said, let's now go ahead and select your reading. We have a choice between three groups today. If you're drawn to reading number 1, we will be working with this citrine. And the deck that we're using is called the Field Tarot. For reading number 2, we have the Stained Glass Tarot and this honey calcite crystal. And for reading number 3, we have the Spirit Song Tarot and clear quartz. So go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about the person who's coming toward you next and what you need to know about them. Choose the crystal or deck that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey, group number 1, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Field Tarot deck and this citrine crystal, this will be your reading today. And we're looking into the next significant person coming toward you. So in this reading today, we're going to be looking into who this person is, why they're coming into your life, and what their effect may be on you. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in by looking at who this person is. All right, so we have the Father archetype. It did come up in the reverse. So this says in the shadow attributes, dictatorial control and abuse of authority. In the light attributes, we have talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Okay, we also have devotion. This is Saturn in the 7th house, Libra energy. And we also have third eye. Trust your intuition. It is in contact with the higher source of knowledge. Okay. So who is this person, group 1? 7th house coming up is definitely telling me that this is somebody who is a one-on-one partner, right? So this could be a romantic partner. It could be a business partner. The 7th house is like those committed types of partnerships or contracts, right, that we sign. So like marriage is a contract, technically, right? A legal contract. So that could be the case for some of you. Maybe this is somebody you marry. Maybe this is somebody you're in a business partnership with, or simply just somebody that you're committing to something one-on-one long-term with. Saturn being here definitely makes it more serious. The Father archetype with Saturn kind of echoes that. I think it's kind of interesting here. This is definitely somebody who's more masculine in their energy. And I feel like this person, you guys, with this intuition energy coming up here, I do think that you are going to learn to trust your gut instincts through this person, because I do think on the outside, there is something about this person who Maybe they present themselves as someone who is this fatherly archetype. So, warm and caring, a positive force for good. Maybe they have children for some of you, but there's something shadowy about it, because the shadow attribute is what's emphasized here with this person, with this card coming out in the reverse, right? So there's something about them that I think may have a tone of control to it. It might not be super overt, hence why the intuition is flagging, right? It's something subtle that I think that you guys will pick up on within time. So let's see. Let's get some more info from Spirit. Who is this person, Spirit? Why are they coming toward group one? And what is the effect that it may have on group one? What do they need to know? All right, so this person, they are the Four of Cups. Why are they coming into group one's life? Five of Pentacles. And what's the effect that they have on group one when they come forward? Judgment. Yeah, see, interesting. And then we have Justice here at the bottom of the deck. So Justice kind of aligns with this Libra energy that's here in the 7th house. So this definitely is a relationship, right? Like something with relationships will be very important here. Lessons you guys have learned, contracts that you've signed or may sign, lessons in terms of karmic lessons could be significant here for some of you if you believe in that. This person, you guys, is sort of shut down emotionally with this Four of Cups. And I almost feel for some of you, I wonder if this person is somebody that you've dealt with before, that is just now like resurfacing a little bit here. Because the Four of Cups is usually like an energy of having options, but not liking all the options that are in front of us, or passing up an option. In this case, it feels like it's somebody that you've known before, and maybe they didn't see you as an option in the past or vice versa. I feel like they're coming toward you with this Five of Pentacles because they're kind of down and out, right? Like there's something they need from you. They're not in a good place. They're looking for help when they come toward you. Even if this isn't somebody who like you've dealt with in the past and had that scenario with where they weren't that into you or vice versa, I do feel like this person is in a space where they're not maybe doing well. The Four of Cups just gives me this energy of someone who is not satisfied with their life, not satisfied with the situation. Maybe they're not satisfied about things with you, if you guys already know them. The card literally says meditation on it. So this person could be, kind of connects to that trust, that intuition energy, where maybe they're tapping into, spiritual practices. That's something you guys might connect over. Even this church symbolism here with the Five of Pentacles is significant, right? So there could be a spiritual element to this person. Maybe their beliefs, their energy, your connection to them could be spiritual in nature. But I do feel with that Five of Pentacles, they're coming toward you because they're not in a good place. For others of you, there's a self-worth or self-esteem issue that I think could be mirrored between the both of you. And especially if you guys have dealt with them in the past, I think the reason that the intuition is flagging with them this time and you're getting the judgment energy in terms of how they'll affect you, I think it's because like you've already learned your lessons around this type of energy, right? Somebody who comes toward you who's not maybe fully committed or not fully serious or just maybe not in a healed or good place to be in a relationship, or to be a good partner, a good friend, a good colleague, whatever it is, a good business partner. So the effect that they have on you is that you're kind of deciding, do I want to give that a second chance? Do I want to engage with this person again? Even if they're new, like, do I want to engage with that type of energy again? I've already learned that lesson with Justice, right? So it's interesting. It really is giving me like second chance vibes with this. Like this is somebody you guys have already known in the past. I also wonder for some of you if this person is someone who kept you waiting for a while, because look at this, the little like birds here, Somebody I feel like in this connection has been watching and waiting for a long time, and they've been waiting on literally nothing, right? The other bird in that image is just like kind of passed away, right? It's like not even there, present. Maybe it's asleep. I don't know. So there's something here about like diligence and staying committed and to something, even though the other person isn't really as into it. So this is interesting. So what else, Spirit, can you tell us for group one? Who is this person? Why are they coming towards them? We have anxious thoughts coming through. Yeah, they're not in a good place. Exercise, dance, and movement. Okay. Interesting. Ask you out. They might come through with like a little love bomb energy too, right? Like maybe they know how to say all the right things. Maybe they communicate a little bit anxiously and it comes out a little bit much. So yeah, this person, they're not really in the best place mentally. They're definitely overthinking things. They're worried about things. And here's the other thing too, you guys, the control energy with that Father in the reverse, that might not be, like I was saying, it may not be something that's super obvious or nefarious to it. Anxiety can sometimes be stemmed from feeling like we're not in control, right? So it could be something like that, where they are dealing with mental health challenges or fears about wanting things to be a certain way, or maybe like more of a pickier energy around the circumstances or the things that are going on between you. Exercise, dancing, and movement is interesting. So you guys might meet them in one of those settings, like maybe a gym or exercise class or out dancing, or even just connected to movement in general, progress being made. I could definitely see for some of you this being like a gym connection, like you meet someone in the gym. Five of Pentacles, like they could be working on themselves, trying to pull themselves out of a tough place, out of a rut. Maybe they went through a divorce recently. Actually, that could be the case for some of you guys, especially if this is somebody that you don't know yet. I do feel with that 7th house, devotion energy, the Father in reverse, it's quite possible that this could be somebody who's going through a divorce or legal separation, or maybe something to do with legal matters with their kids, if they have kids. And so they're not really in a good place. Maybe they're not feeling super satisfied in life, and they're spending time in spiritual spaces or spending time in spaces where they can get movement in or focus on their health or something like that, or have fun. Yeah, and there's an asking out. Like that's the effect that they're having on you. It's like judgment clarified by ask you out. It makes me feel like you guys might be making a judgment call on whether or not you want to talk to them or ask them out or connect with them or something like that. It's interesting because I don't really see clearly that they're asking you out, like that's in their intentions, but it might be you more so just being curious to talk to them, right? Or to catch up with them if it's somebody that you've already known. Okay, let's see. Who is this person? Why are they coming towards group one? Please, Spirit. We have the reward. Celebrate your magnificence. So beautiful. I definitely think that regardless of what you guys choose to do, right? Because none of this is like set in stone where you have to connect with them, right? This is just a next significant person that's coming up for you. And the beautiful thing about this is that you are really in a glowing and vibrant place here. The reward is an interesting phrasing too, because it makes me feel like there's some sort of winning that comes out of this situation, some sort of like celebration of how far you've come that comes out of this situation. Knowing your worth, knowing your value seems to be really significant here, which is really, really nice. Let's see. You know, and that's the other thing too, like they could be coming toward you because you have that aura, you know, you stand out in whatever environment that they are noticing you. So let's see, group one. Who is this person? Why are they coming towards group one? Lovers. Yep, there's definitely a love life connection here for sure. For sure, for sure. Why are they coming towards group one? Occupation. So something to do with like creative work that you guys might do. And then we have distant horizons coming through as well. Yeah, so I kind of feel there's something that they're drawn to you for in like a hobby that you're involved in or some sort of creative work. Even if it's not creative work, it's like whatever you guys really genuinely enjoy doing that earns you a little bit of money. I think that's where this person comes into play, right? Maybe some of you guys are dancers or you're like fitness instructors or there's something connected to that exercise, dance, movement, creative energy that draws them to you. Or maybe for some of you, it's like a spiritual role that you guys hold, right? A spiritual advisor type of role or a role where you help people get moving who are down and out in their life in some way, right? So that's why they're coming toward you, maybe for support or for services or something that you can give them. And they're definitely anxious around like something to do with lovers or romance or maybe even a past connection that they're getting out of for some of you. And for you, my viewer, it's interesting with the distant horizons and the pathway energy at the bottom of the deck, because this to me is showing me that there's some sort of a long-term opening up with this person when they come into your life. Like it could be somebody that you guys end up knowing for a long time. It could be somebody that influences some greater path or purpose for you. The distant horizons can sometimes talk about our long-term goals. It can also talk about long distance or overseas travel or places that we would live, right? And so there may be something connected to those themes for you as well when this person comes into your life. So I feel like they're just coming in, they're probably needing help. You are helping them. And there's some sort of a judgment call, maybe around an offer that they make you or around pursuing more with the connection, and it impacts your long-term path. But just know that they're coming toward you because you shine, and they may need something from you because they're not really in a good place, okay? So very interesting, group one. Comment below. Let me know how this resonates, if you guys have any insight into who this person is. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading really soon. Bye. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the honey calcite crystal and this, oh my gosh, stained glass tarot, sorry, this will be your message. So today we're going to be looking into the next significant person coming into your life, and we're going to find out today a little bit about who they are, why they're coming toward you, and how they're going to affect you when they do. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump on in to our energies here. So who is this person? So we've got the energy of the detective in the upright. This says great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Okay. We've got Jupiter in the 6th house in Virgo, the energy of patience. Okay. And the heart chakra connection. Father Divine and Mother Earth, make love in your heart. All right. So who is this person? Well, they're definitely somebody who's watching. There's definitely somebody who's watching. Curious person. They may be a little guarded in the heart space with this heart chakra energy being here. I feel like this person needs to like watch and observe from afar before they feel fully comfortable in letting their guard down. Okay. And how you guys are going to meet them with the 6th house, this talks about our day-to-day routine. So this person is coming in just like in the day-to-day aspect of whatever it is that you do, right? So With Jupiter being here, I feel like there's some sort of expansion or addition to your day-to-day work, your day-to-day responsibilities, your day-to-day routine, where something is expanding and getting bigger for you. And through that expansion is where you meet this person. Okay. Virgo energy is interesting because Virgo can talk of like service-oriented nature, like being of service to others, or it can be very analytical. It can be like the medical field and health and things like that. So it's possible that's where you meet this person. I could definitely see that with that detective energy where it's like, let me get all the clues as I'm analyzing my patients, right? Like it could be that kind of vibe with them. This person, I think, also has like a very full daily routine, day to day. They have a lot on their plate. They have a lot that they do. Okay, so let's see. Tell us more, please, Spirit, about who this person is, why they're coming into group number 2's life, and what the effect is that they will have on group 2. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Swords for who they are. Why are they coming into group number 2's life? What's the purpose here? The intent. The Emperor. And what's the effect that they have on group 2? The Fool. 9 of Pentacles at the bottom. I'm going to be honest, I feel like they don't really have that much of an effect on you. Let's see. All right. So this person is an anxious person. It kind of makes sense with what I was saying. Like, I think they're an observer. Like, they need to kind of watch and like feel people out before they open up their heart space. So the 9 of Swords is like they're in their head a lot. It makes sense with Virgo, right? It's definitely a very in your head, mercurial, analytical, sometimes overanalyzing type of energy, overthinking kind of energy. Virgo can sometimes on the shadow side be like perfectionistic in nature, or get into that like analysis paralysis where we can't like move forward with progress until things are perfect, you know? So that could be a feature of this person's mindset or personality, but I think it's more that they're just a little bit anxious about opening up. And they're somebody who needs to watch before they feel fully safe trusting. Now, why they're coming into your life is kind of interesting because we have the Emperor here. So I don't know if this person is the Emperor or if the Emperor are the circumstances by which you guys meet each other or the lesson. We'll see as we get closer or deeper into this reading. But the Emperor is about control, right? It's about control, authority, masculine leadership. It's about boundary setting, structures, order. So that could be part of it, especially with this day-to-day, work or routine that you're meeting them through. Maybe that's a feature of what that day-to-day routine looks like or how it functions right now. But it's interesting, like the way that they affect you with the Fool. The reason I say like it doesn't really affect you is because the Fool is just somebody who's themselves, right? Like you're somebody who's like, whatever, I'm just doing my thing. I'm authentic. I don't know what I don't know. You know what I mean? And I think that you're not really that focused on them. If I can be honest, with the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this is kind of also your energy. And notice how both of these are facing away to the future. I feel like this person is more hung up on their past a little bit, and that's what kind of holds them back. That's what makes them watch from afar. But you guys are kind of in this abundant, prosperous energy with the 9 of Pentacles and the Fool, like just kind of focusing on yourselves. There could be some newness that comes from this, right? Because the Fool can oftentimes talk about taking a leap of faith into something new. So maybe this person, through whatever structure they bring, or whatever it is like the container that you meet them, it's possible that that leads to like some sort of new risk that you guys take or a leap of faith here. But you're largely like very independent with this Nine of Pentacles and self-sufficient. So let's continue, group 2. Who is this person and why are they coming towards group 2, please, Spirit? Work obligations. That makes so much sense. Yeah, so you guys are going to meet them in a work setting, and there's something about the work obligations that are stressing them or making them feel a little bit anxious. Then we have phone call, FaceTime, video chat with the Emperor, and sliding into DMs at the bottom. So they are wanting to talk to you. There's some sort of call, maybe a Zoom call or something over the internet that's coming through where you're going to talk to this person, and something about that conversation is connected to like structure, boundaries, authority, order. Okay. And the effect they have on you, we have sliding into DMs, and then we have breadcrumbing. So it's like, I just don't think that they have, like, I don't think that it's really somebody that you're giving that much energy to, right? Like sliding into the DMs when they're after like a conversation just notes to me like a casual connection where with breadcrumbing, it just feels like it's not something you care that much about or have that much time for or that you're giving that much energy to. So it's interesting that this person is coming through as the next significant person. And I'm wondering why. I'm wondering if it's like this is someone who, with this Emperor, where you're learning to set boundaries with them, maybe learning when to not really give something your energy and to kind of be steadfast in your wholeness with the Nine of Pentacles and your own happiness and abundance that's around you. Let's see. We have you hold the key to an awakened life, set yourself free. Beautiful. Okay, so something about this person is kind of opening you up to freedom, which is very interesting because this person doesn't seem free to me. Look at how they're like embroiled in all of these swords and they're kind of sitting here in the corner. They're not moving. You know, they're stressed out about whatever their work obligations are, which makes sense with that Jupiter in the 6th. Like they have a lot on their plate, I feel like. There's something about this person that is holding the key for you being free and expanding yourself, which kind of goes back to that mirrored energy of Jupiter, where maybe you guys are getting something or meeting them during a time when you're growing and expanding in your career, your work, or your day-to-day routines here. There's definitely like a start of a new leap with the Fool. And with that Nine of Pentacles at the bottom, I really like that for you guys because the Nine of Pentacles is about being self-sufficient, independent, and, financially comfortable. We also have a splendid torch, blaze brightly, which is beautiful. So there's something also about you that stands out, which could be a reason why this person reaches out to you. The other thing that I'm wondering for some of you guys is if actually it's flipped a little bit here. You guys might actually take a leap of faith to reach out to this person because maybe this person holds some sort of power and authority with the Emperor. So it's like taking that leap of faith to reach out to them, schedule a call, so that they know who you are and you're asking for what you need. You're standing out in a positive way to them. That's so interesting. But their energy is a little bit anxious over their work obligations. It's almost like I feel they can't fully, one of you guys just can't fully like pay attention to the other. So interesting. All right, let's continue. Who is this person, Spirit? Why are they coming towards group 1? I'm sorry, group 2. Who is this person? The main female. So this is a woman. Someone with main female, it feels like somebody who is prominent. So with the Emperor, again, they could be somebody in a position of power and authority. family room. Yeah, so it kind of denotes an intimacy, right? Like, especially with that FaceTime phone call, video chat. I think they're coming into your life to talk about something that's probably connected to work with the Emperor, centered around structure, boundaries, authority. It's in a private setting though, with the family room. That's what that's about. It's like private setting, maybe even exchanging information with you that's private or confidential or has to be kept metaphorically in the room. And then we have toil and labor here with occupation at the bottom. So how they affect you. You know, it's definitely going to result in a lot of hard work, but it softens it a little with the occupation at the bottom of the deck, you guys, because this toil and labor is like the work that I hate doing. It's like hard, it's exhausting. Maybe some of you guys have worked really hard up until this point, and this is like coming through here. Maybe this results in you having to do more hard work. But with occupation at the bottom, this is beautiful because this is more about doing the work that we love doing. So I feel like it kind of softens it, right? Because it's like you're working hard, but there's something creative about it, or something that is passion inducing for you, something that resonates with your heart space, with that heart chakra being there through this person and the work. So this is super interesting, group 2. This definitely feels like it's much more connected to your career, someone prominent or significant with your work life. So comment below. Let me know if you guys think you know who this person is, and definitely let me know how this resonates. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading really soon. Bye. Hey, group number 3, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Spirit Song Tarot and this clear quartz crystal, this will be your message. And today we're going to be looking into the next significant person coming toward you. So we're going to find out who they are, why they're coming your way, and how they're going to affect you when they do. So let's go ahead and let's jump in. So who are they? We start off with the energy of the priest. This says facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. And it's in the upright, so we're looking at the light attribute for that. We also have 12th house, more spiritual energy. Mercury in Pisces in the 12th house, inspiration. And third eye chakra, signs. There will always be signs to guide you on your true path. Wow. So very spiritual, group number 3. All right, so this person is definitely like the biggest theme that I see coming through with their energy is spiritual. They could be somebody who's really connected to a higher power. They could be religious or spiritual, have those types of views. This person with the third eye coming through is definitely somebody, especially with Pisces next to it, highly, highly intuitive. And this person may actually help you in a spiritual way as well. Right? Because their communication with Mercury is spiritual. There's something creative and spiritual about the way that they communicate with that Mercury in the 12th in Pisces. This could even be somebody who's really good with like poetry or any type of creative communication or creative expression could be highly significant here. Okay. So yeah, let's keep going. Let's go ahead and get into the rest. So who are they? Please, Spirit, who is this person? Why are they coming towards group 3? And what's the effect they have on group 3? They're definitely a channeler. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys go to like a psychic advisor or something like that. Someone who has those gifts. So we've got the 4 of acorns, which is the 4 of wands for who they are. Why are they coming into group 3's life? The Empress. Ooh. And what's the effect that they have on group 3? The 5 of cups. Okay. And then we have a King of Feathers. Oop, a King of Feathers and a King of Crystals at the bottom. So that's the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles here. So they may be a more masculine presence, may have a more masculine presence, but we also have the Empress here. So could really go either way with that. Okay. So this person is definitely somebody with the Four of Wands who is warm and approachable and probably very comfortable to be around. I also think they're welcoming. They could be somebody who lives in your community or just someone who's community oriented in general. But I think that they know how to make you feel comfortable. They know how to make others feel comfortable. I do get the sense that they communicate with others, or they're around others, or community and home and family could be really important to this person. I don't know why, but I feel like physically this person could be a little more, like maybe they're a larger person, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But for some reason, I feel like that physical descriptor coming through for some of you. And larger could mean a lot of things, like taller, bigger. I mean, that's really subjective and relative to how you view it. But I feel like that could be significant. Now, why they're coming into your life, the Empress energy. This is beautiful because this is a nurturing, abundant energy. So this could be somebody with the Empress that is creating something with you. This could be somebody who wants to take care of you in some regard. This could be somebody who nurtures you. They could be a mother figure to you for some, or like a grandmother figure. Beauty is also connected here as a keyword. So there could be something connected to physical appearances here as well. But it feels more to me like it's a nurturing creation type of energy in terms of why they're coming toward you. But the effect that they have on you is interesting because the Five of Cups is about disappointments and grief, right? So let me just kind of look at this for a second. Like, I wonder if this person is almost like an advisor to you, like a spiritual advisor during a time of grief or a time of disappointment in your life. Because the key word on this card for the Five of Cups is hope and readjustment, right? And there's like a firefly here that's lit up, illuminating something, right? And so that's kind of the lesson of the Five of Cups, is that it is grief and loss and sadness, but it's also about gratitude and healing through those things and illuminating what we still have left, what we can still salvage from a situation here. So they might be illuminating something to you that helps you feel more hopeful through a time of loss or grief. Okay, so let's keep going. You know, it's also kind of interesting with that King of Swords at the bottom, because this person definitely does not read like a King of Swords to me. Like, they're very Pisces, very Neptunian. The King of Swords might be something about the situation more so. You know, it's right next to that Five of Cups with how they're going to affect you, right? So this could be that after you connect with this person, it shifts you into a more logical, sort of like solutions-oriented mindset, right? There's a lion here. His head is illuminated by light, right? So whatever this person sheds the light onto for you, it helps you think more clearly and strategically about something. Okay, so who are they, Spirit? Deep conversation. Yeah, they're a talker. That's so interesting. I think it confirms what I said, that I do think that they're like a very warm, welcoming person, very approachable. I feel like they're an advisor, right, of some sort here. Okay, let's continue. Why are they coming towards group 2 with this Empress, please, Spirit? In and out. And what's the effect they have on group 3? I'm sorry, I said group 2. What's the effect they're having on group 3? Okay. So we've got respecting tradition and values and love bombing at the bottom, or not at the bottom, but for that position. So, okay. I don't know if you guys feel like a sense of disappointment because this person isn't like a stable fixture in your life with in and out. This tells me that they're not somebody who's necessarily going to be around 24/7, right? When they are there, I think that there's a beautiful, caring energy. And they are somebody who is like, they're not surface level, which the deep conversation makes a lot of sense with that 12th house. I just feel really strongly that this is talking about like a spiritual advisor for a lot of you guys, group 3, somebody that you go to for spiritual guidance or advice, even if it's not spiritual, just some sort of advice, guidance. So the effect that they have on you is interesting, right? With the 5 of Cups, respecting tradition and values, and love bombing. Well, you guys definitely respect their boundaries. I feel you definitely respect whatever boundaries or rules or position that they hold. I don't know if this person has a way with love bombing of really making you feel seen, right? And maybe there's some doubt around it with the King of Swords. Is maybe it's like, I don't know if that's logical. I don't know if that's like accurate. There's definitely a little bit of skepticism that I feel with this. But there's like a very overt and descriptive way that I feel like this person communicates that sticks out to you. Maybe it's also about understanding that this is just how this person is with respecting tradition and values, right? Maybe that love bomb or the way they communicate is a part of like their spiritual practice or their tradition. Even if it's not like the way you communicate with the King of Swords, it's about respecting and honoring differences here. So why are they coming toward group 3? Who is this person? Please, Spirit. We have North Star, flip your inner light switch. That's beautiful. You know, that's really interesting because the 5 of Cups is literally showing a firefly, a light being turned on. That King of Swords also has a light being turned on at the crown. So something about this person and their guidance and their support, it is helping you make some sort of adjustment, I think, where maybe something they say doesn't land right away, or it feels disappointing, or something in your life is disappointing when you connect with them, and they actually help you to get your light flipped back on, metaphorically, where you've got a clear direction about where you're going. You may still feel disappointed about whatever has happened, but it's like, oh, now I can see where the path forward is despite all of this. Okay. North Star is a beautiful energy too, because this is also about like understanding what is your North Star. Like what is your North Star? Like what is your overarching why behind something? What guides you? What motivates you intrinsically? So this person is helping you find that again. All right, let's just get a few more before we close it out, group 3. Okay, we have Coffin. See, I feel like maybe for some of you guys, you meet them, you're meeting them in a spiritual context when you're going through a transition or going through a grief or a loss, right? So maybe some of you guys, a loved one transitions, or there's a part of your life that changes, right? The coffin doesn't have to be literal. It can just mean like something in my life has transitioned, it has died off, and it's opening up for a new beginning for me now. You know what I mean? Why are they coming into your life? Thoughts. Okay, so again, with the Empress, there's something about this person who is nurturing and creative, and they are helping you turn that back on within yourself, right? Maybe they're planting seeds, putting thoughts in your head about what you want to create or what you want to do next. So even though they're not a steadfast fixture, when they're there, it's like they plant these little seeds within you. And then we have the family room for the effect that they have on you, which is really interesting, right? So the family room, it talks about privacy, things being intimate. You know, maybe this is connected to your family for some of you guys. Your inner world could be significant here. But I just think there's something about them that is going to help you to navigate through some disappointment and find comfort within your inner world again, and also help you moving forward, making adjustments and moving forward with something that hasn't been working out well for you, or that's been disappointing, or maybe you've been going through a grieving process. So this is super interesting, group 3. Please comment below and let me know a little bit about what's been happening with you. Do you guys know who this person is? Do you plan to connect with them when they do enter your life? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye.